this ride, we're heading to Hill End, and we're ticking off a bunch of items off the list as we go, including the Blackfellows Hand Trail, the Turon River from our previous video, and now we're on our way to the Bridle track. Following the Turon River from Kapiti, we're now pulling into Sofala, and we're hoping to get some lunch. It's about lunchtime. There's a bit of uncertainty though as to whether lunch is available in Sofala. There was a cafe here, but I think it may be closed now. And the pub does serve food, but it's not every weekend. It seems to be a community-run thing. So probably worth a phone call ahead of time just to check if you're relying on lunch.
There's a little cafe just up there.
Oh yeah.
Go for a walk.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a way across them. That was cool.
So good. So good. We were lucky and picked a weekend where they were serving food, grabbed it from the bar, and then we were back off again, heading down to Wattle Flat. The general store supplies fuel, but sometimes it does run out, so we had a backup plan to go down to Bathurst and top up there if we needed it. However, instead we're heading down towards Peel, and then we're going to cut across to the Bridle from there.
Rather than going into Bathurst, we are chucking a right Peel. We're going to heel across the southern end of the Bridle track. I think this road is half sealed, half dirt. Very green. This road has been far prettier than I expected. Bridle track. A little bit easier than I expected.
First third of the Bridle track is actually sealed, but yeah, it doesn't mean it's not fun. We're almost halfway along and finally we hit some dirt. Interestingly, it's not that difficult if you're new to adventure riding, then you'd probably find this relatively easy. But even for the seasoned adventurer, there's some stunning views and plenty of spots to stop along the way and take in nature. Take in nature? You know what I mean. There's 10 campsites along the way, and I'll point out a few of them, when we go past them, but there's also plenty of other spots. These are, as far as I can tell, there's no booking. You just turn up, they're free camp. However, that also means that you don't know how many people you're sharing with. Which reminds me, when we were planning this event, this is probably the first time that we've kind of disagreed on where we're going to stay, which was an interesting and fun conversation, because Gary was super keen to stay in the pub because MotoGP would be on and we'd need to watch the race. It was also going to be super, super cold. However, Gary too was super keen to camp. So there was a bit of a debate in which one we're going to do. We ended up deciding to do both, and G2 was going to camp and the rest of us were going to stay at the Royal Hotel, which, by the way, ended up not having a TV or internet.
Hey, Sid. Hey, good Sid. You should have camped down here. Too cold. I know that. I want to watch the MotoGP. Lighting firewood as well.
Yeah. I saw that place that was selling bags for $10.
I thought I'd buy that.
Next, we'd cover off the new section. In 2010, a landslide at Monaghan's Bluff split the track in two, and it wasn't until February 2021 that construction began to bypass that section, completed 2 years later, which meant that earlier this year, the Bridle track was once again completed end to end. While it may have lost a little bit of the romance of the elusive danger of the old bluff, it does still open up a little bit of a Pikes Peak style feel with these nice big hairpins and steep climb up and pretty decent descent on the other side.
Steep. Bloody roller coaster. fun.
That's a nice little spot right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quite a few of them have got Danny.
Yeah.
That was a bit slippery, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think, yeah, that's hog root.
It looks good. Looks like a job for another day. That pub's calling me.
Yeah, I saw him.
Oh no.
Hang on.
There we go.
Ready?
1, 2, 3. That's better.
It didn't have anything. Did it?
That's alright. Oh, look at that. Sent that up.
Where did it hit?
Oh no, it's alright. Does it stand down?
Hang on.
You can see it.
Woo. You're just thinking about leaning on the bar,
I
right?
was leaning over to turn around and I just lost balance.
As we blast up this final section of the road, it looks pretty steep on the contour lines on the map, but in reality, it's actually not that steep. Steep off the edges, mind you, but you know, as you're riding up it, it's not difficult. This is where my GoPro had finally had enough for the day and the battery ran out, so the last little section is just catching off the max, so apologies for the wind noises. But if you want to see the rest of this video, I'm doing what I call a long play version. Basically doesn't have any of the talking, but just has all of the ride content. So it's a longer version. Yeah, it'll cover the whole of this bridle track over about 46 minutes. So if you want to watch that, links in the description. So good.
I think everyone got to dust settling distance.
Yeah, you can't follow someone, hey?
No, I couldn't see what was going on.
You've either got to be right on their back tyre,
Yeah.
or you just got to drop back like
Yeah.
100 metres, hey?
It just hangs, that dust.
Yeah. And there's no wind through there to blow it off to the
Yeah.
side.
Royal Hotel was a great place to stay. Pretty comfortable, fairly basic accommodation. Pretty tight if you're sharing a room. But yeah, it has all the amenities that you need, and fireplace and a JD and Coke can, so what else do you need?
You're saying it's cold?
For the return trip, we're going to follow Mount Horrible Road up through to Palmer's Oakley. Maybe see if we can spot Matt and Andrew on the way back, and then head back through Dark Corner, Sunny Corner through to Lithgow.
Yeah.